So here we will start aphorism number 26. In the aphorism number 25, 24, we have seen that Dr. Haniman has formed base for this aphorism number 26. We have seen in this 25. In the aphorism number 26 is also known as nature's law of cure or the law of nature. So this law states that a weaker dynamic affection is permanently extinguished in the living organism by a stronger one if the latter, whilst differing in kind, is very similar to the former in its manifestations. So this aphorism state that if the affection is weaker and if you want to extinguish it, if you want to annihilate it permanently from the living organism, then we have to use the stronger force. If you want to remove the weaker affection, then the second one should be stronger. Otherwise there will be a no extinguishment, or there will not be any annihilation of the affection if the latter means this stronger one is very similar. So second condition is what? Similar. So in the second year we have to remember these two s, that is stronger and second one is the similar. If the latter, that is this one, is similar to the former in its manifestation. So this weaker dynamic affection which is present, that is a natural disease. So this natural disease is present in the living organism. If you want to remove it permanently, then you have to create the second affection which is a stronger one, but at the same time it should be a similar one, so that this stronger will overcome the weaker one. In the tug of war also we have seen the two teams are there. The one is the weaker and the second one is the stronger. So who is the weaker one, that will be lose that game. So the weaker means here the natural disease, and the stronger means the artificial disease that we will create by our medicine. So every time in the nature also we will see who is the stronger, that will overcome the weaker one. If the in the team, if the second one is not stronger one, then there will be a tie of the race, and we don't want to tie our health. We will not compromise with our health. Our second disease or the artificial disease should be a stronger one. For that he has given the certain examples. The For the manifestations he has given footnote, and in that footnote Dr. Haniman has explained certain examples. So first one will, thus are cure both physical and physical affections and moral maladies. So he divided actually this aphorism or that footnote into the three parts. So we will see one by one. How is it that the early dawn, the brilliant Jupiter vanishes from the gaze of the beholder? By a stronger, very similar power acting on the optic nerve, the brightness of approaching day. So whenever there is a dawn means when there is or very early in the morning, when the Jupiter is present in the sky, and but you cannot see as soon as there is a sun arises. Why? Because the light of that sun is very much stronger as compared to the Jupiter, and hence the brilliant Jupiter, which was very powerful in the night, but as soon as the sun arises, its gaze vanishes, it will not be seen by the beholder or by us because of the stronger rays of the sun. So our optic nerve, what will see our optic nerve? Our optic nerve will only see the brightness of the sun. In situations replete the fetid odor. The second example is regarding to the odor. Second example is regarding the odor, wherewith it is usual soothe effectively the offended olfactory nerve. So first example we have seen for the optic nerve. Ki whenever there is a bright color or the bright ray, we will not see the weaker one. Second, the nerve is the that is the olfactory nerve. With the help we can smell. So whenever there is a fetid smell, fetid means it is a bad smell. Then if you want to remove it, then we have to use the snuff. Snuff means perfume or it can be a deodorant. So that snuff that you are using, it should be a stronger one. Otherwise, that fetid smell will be there in the room. With snuff, that affects the sense of smell in a similar but stronger manner. So if you want to remove this fetid odor from the room or the bad odor from the room, what you have to use? You have to use the snuff, that is a stronger one. The deodorant that you will use or the uh, artificial smell that you will be using, it should be a stronger one, where no music, no sugared cake, which act on the nerves of senses. If you can cure this olfactory disgust, if you want to remove this fetid odor, and if there is a bad smell in that room, if you want to remove it, then if you are playing the music, will it be helpful? Or if you are eating the sugar cake, will it be helpful? No, because the music listening is related to your auditory nerve, and if you are eating the cake, it is related to your taste buds. It will not related to the olfactory nerve. So, if the problem is with the olfactory nerve, then we have to correct it with the olfactory nerve only. The solution or the remedy should be related to the olfactory nerve. It should not be related to the auditory, or it should not be related to your tongue or the taste buds. And hence, by playing the music or by eating something will not be helpful to remove this fetid odor. We have to use something stronger which will be act on the olfactory nerve very strongly and will helpful to remove this odor. The third example is given by Dr. Hahnemann, is related to the military. So this is a German cantonment where this is happening. How does the soldier cunningly stifle the piteous cries of him who runs the gunlet from the ears of the compassionate beholders? By the shrill notes of the fife, compelled with the roll of noisy drum and the distant roar of enemies, cannot that inspire his army with fear? By the loud boom of a big drum, for neither the one nor the other would distribute a brilliant piece of uniform, nor a reprimand of regiment suffice. So here he has given example of the military, where the there is a death body is there of that soldier, and the beholders are crying or the relatives are crying like anything. And to uh, overcome that crying, or the other people should not be hear that crying, what they are doing, they are drumming, they are using the noisy drum, so that the that moan or that cry of that relatives will not be able to hear by the other. And if you want to overcome that, their cries, then the uniform distribution will not be suffice. So what they are doing, वो डेड बॉडी के पास जो रिलेटिव्स रो रहे हैं उनका रोना बाकी लोगों ने नहीं सुनना चाहिए. That's why they are beating the drums, loud drums they are beating. In like manner, mourning and sorrow will be effected from the mind of the account of another, still greater cause, sorrow happening to another, even though it be a mere fiction. The fourth example is again related to the sad thing. If someone is crying, if someone is very sad, and if you want to take out that person from that sadness, Dr. Hanuman said that make a picture or make a portrait in a such a way that his sorrow will be a very less as compared to your story. It may be a fiction one, it may not be a real one, लेकिन वो आदमी को ऐसे बात बताओ बढ़ चढ़ के, सो दैट ही फील कि मेरा सैडनेस या मेरी जो सॉरो है इट इज़ नॉट, इट इज़ वेरी लेस एज कंपेयर टू द थिंग्स विच आर प्रेजेंट इन द वर्ल्ड. इन दिस वे उसको बढ़ा चढ़ा के अपना दुख बताओ, सो दैट ही विल फॉरगेट ऑल दिस थिंग्स. The injurious consequences of too great joy will be removed by drinking coffee, which produces an excessive joyous state of mind. So here he said next example is related to the if you are very much excited, then you can drink the coffee so that that excessive joy will be less by the action of the coffee. Nations like German, who have centuries been gradually sinking deeper and deeper in a soulless apathy of degrading seldom, must first be trodden still deeper in the dust by the Western conqueror until their situation became intolerable. The mean opinion of them was thereby overstrained and removed. They again became alive to their dignity as men, and then, for the first time, they raised their heads as Germans. So Germans were conquered और उनके भी नेशन पे दे आर द सम कॉन्करर. जैसे अपने यहाँ पे ब्रिटिश लोगों ने राज किया था वैसे ही उनके यहाँ पे भी किसी ने तो भी कॉन्कर किया था. इट इज़ नॉट अ इंडिपेंडेंस नेशन प्रीवियसली. सो द डॉक्टर हनीमन सेज दैट कि इतना कॉन्करर ने इतना ये लोगों को इतना दबाना चाहिए कि सो दैट देयर confidence will be raised, and it should be raised in that level कि फिर से उनके हेड कोई किसी ने कोई दबा नहीं सकता है. In this way, if the second one is stronger, then the first one will not do or will not be take any action. So if you want to remove this weaker activity, then we have to be a stronger one. So by giving the physical example, by giving the moral example, he has explained this law वेरी नाइसली. दैट इज द नेचर. सो दिस इज द नेचर. यहाँ पे उन्होंने नेचर के एग्जाम्पल दिए हैं बाय गिविंग द एग्जाम्पल ऑफ ऑप्टिक नाउ, ऑल्फैक्टरी नाउ, और बाय डिस्ट्रीब्यूटिंग द स्वीट्स वी विल नॉट एबल टू रिकवर इट बाय ओनली बीटिंग the dream wherever necessary. There, by distributing the uniforms, it will not be sufficient. So by giving the nature's example, by giving the day-to-day example, he has explained this nature's law of cure. So this natural disease, if you want to cure which is weaker, we have to generate a stronger one, that is artificial disease, but it should be at that time it should be a similar one. If it is not the similar, then it will not helpful to cure the disease. So your homework is, please write down all these examples one by one for this aphorism number 26. In the aphorism number 24, we have seen the antipathy. So here there is a one question in the 23 we have seen the antipathy. So whenever they ask about the different modes of treatment, you have to write down this 23. Now about this 26, it came for the either for the 10 marks or for the 5 marks. If it is of 10 marks, we have to write down all the examples from this aphorism as it is. And these examples are divided into the three part: and physical and a moral and a social also. So tomorrow I will give you the proper bifurcation of these aphorisms, so that you can these examples, so that you can be able to write down all these things. So please remember this 26 aphorism. Please learn it by heart, because it is asked in the Viva as well as in the theory examination. So it is very nicely explained with the help of example ki how, if you want to cure the disease, it should be overcome by a stronger one, but at that same time it should be a similar one. So by giving the example of Jupiter, second the example of the snuff, third example is related to the piteous cries, fourth example is related to the sorrow, it should be a bigger one. Next example which is related to the coffee, and the last example is related to the Germans. In the aphorism number 27, the curative power of medicines therefore depends on their symptoms, similar to the disease but superior in strength. So all these things we have seen. Two is, we always remember, we have to remember, that is the similar and the stronger. So if you want the cure radically, rapidly and permanently, then we have to use this 26th aphorism, so that each individual case of the disease is most surely, radically, rapidly and permanently annihilated and removed only by medicine, capable of producing in the most similar and complete manner the totality of symptoms, which at the same time be stronger than disease. So again he has given here the summary of this aphorism number 12 to 26. Okay, the medicine which you are using to annihilate this natural disease, it should be a similar and stronger, then and then only the cure will be rapid, sure, and a permanent. The medicine should be act completely, it should be act strongly, and it should be a similar one to cure that disease. So in this way we have completed 27 aphorisms. From tomorrow we will take the 28, 29 and 30 aphorism, which are related to the action of the medicine, which will again shows that how the 26 aphorism is useful for the cure of the patient. So read this 26 aphorism again and again, learn it properly, and write down the examples which are given in the aphorism number 26 footnote properly. Okay.